Hey everybody, it's Paul. Glad you could join me at today's job. We're going to be upstairs today doing 4 bedrooms, a loft type play area, and a hallway, and a master closet, and some other small closets, typical, but this one's got probably the most stuff going on. They had some pets, and these folks bought the house, they're moving in. So they want to get it cleaned up and sanitized. So I'll be hitting this with the Green Dragon. And then I will post spray it with some ClO2. I do have a pre-spotter 16 ounce bottle, I believe it's 16 ounce or 32, that I mixed up some citric acid powder and some warm water. And I think somebody must have used my sprayer because there was something kind of sudsy in there. You'll see when I start to pre-spray these marks, and there's like, I don't know what it is. It's like either Kool-Aid or marker, or I'm not sure what. But I think the citric acid should break it down relatively easy. And I'm using the citric acid, as you know, pardon me, in place of the clear ammonia. I did a community post about the ammonia and how over the course of using it, if you use it as a household cleaner for 20 years, it's equivalent to smoking 16 cigarettes a day. So I'm not touching the ammonia anymore. And I will say there must have been something on these spots already. You'll see the citric acid will go to work and it kind of starts to foam up. I don't know if maybe they tried using Resolve or something, but you'll see I'm using the new drill. And I did a video prior to this one this morning showing the drill and the scrubber. And I'm going to start using that to pre-scrub some of these deeper stains that are in the carpet when I get to a job. This 6-inch extension, I'm not sure that I want to use an extension. I might want to just go right to the ground, because you see how it wobbles a little bit? It's harder to control. Of course I'm using the high speed on there. I probably could turn it down a little bit. I feel like a dentist here. All right. But just absolutely amazing. All of the spots came completely out. By doing this pre-spotting before I pre-spray, it allowed that citric acid, and I'm thinking there might have been a little bit of lemon simple green left over in there from a previous time. I have multiple empty bottles that hang over the back of my shelf in my van, if you've seen that, and I think I just grabbed an empty one, and it must have had a little bit of simple green in there too, because it mixed up a little yellow. But you see the green spot and there's a red spot. I was absolutely amazed today. It just obliterates it, comes right out. Even the customer was quite happy and pleased because she didn't think, those things were going to come out. So I'm going to pre-spray with the Green Dragon. All those indentions, eventually they'll start to loosen up. I'm not sure where these people are going to put their furniture, but if you absolutely have to get rid of indentions, you can place ice cubes on the indention. As they melt and evaporate, it starts to loosen up the fiber. And when they're completely melted, you just come in and blot it up with a washcloth. You can take the backside of a fork. Don't dig it up, but you can run that back and forth like a comb, and it'll lift the fiber up if you absolutely have to have that off. But yeah, all this stuff, I was amazed. Completely came out. And I think I had a link for this citric acid. I get it on Amazon. That's like $14 for, I don't know what it is, maybe a 5-pound bag. You only put a couple teaspoons in your spray bottle. Got to mix it with warm water so it does dissolve. And here we go again. Do some surgery on the carpet. You can see here, I think it would be beneficial just to use the regular, I think it's like a 1-inch extension, or not even an extension, the regular driver bit. And then that way I'll be flat on the surface. I won't have all that wobbling action going on. In fact, I attempted to use this to pre-do the stairs. It was just too hard to control. So what I ended up doing is pulling out the Harbor Freight orbital polisher and just spraying foam all over the stairs, and then using my orbital to buff out the stairs. And then of course at the end I'll use my magic triangle brush to put some beautiful triangles down just for aesthetics. Customer will come in and be completely wowed. And I've got my Iron Man pads ready to roll. And I wanted to take a moment. This was exciting. And for those of you that know, I'm using the 175 again today for this job because the bigger room's up there. But I wanted to show how easy it is to actually pull up the stairs with these 10-inch wheels now. Look at that. And I'm taking my time. I'm going methodically and kind of slow, only because 4 days ago I busted a molar, a tooth, cracked it right down to the nerve. Man, was it painful. So I've been on Tylenol codeine now for a few days, and today I decided I would skip that and just take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen so I wouldn't have any pain on the job. I don't want to do anything or exert myself too much where I could end up with what they call dry socket. So I'm just rolling it easy, but absolutely piece of cake. I mean, if you got a 175 and you can't carry it upstairs, or you could go back and look at months of videos where I've just switching machines, getting a bigger machine, a smaller machine, deciding I'm only going to use the Auric, and then, oh my gosh, I'm just going to use the CRB. Simply because by the end of the third job for the day, I was pooped trying to carry it and pull it with those little 3-inch wheels. Those days are behind me now. I have a purpose and a use for all of my machines, starting from my Auric to my Koblenz 13-inch to my 175 all the way up to my Mighty ECO. But you can see here the wheels, and putting that center bar through the wheels, that they call it all thread, stabilize the wheels so that they're solid, they don't concave anymore. Originally I had put 2 little bolts in there like a lawnmower bolt, and when you push or pull, the wheels would kind of concave either direction. There's I probably got close to 5 gallons, 4.5 gallons of the Green Dragon. And I'm gonna set this down. I didn't get a really good angle on it. I guess the phone holder, I'm filming with my iPhone. It looked like I had got a full scape of the room, so I apologize for that, but this is kind of cool. You get a close-up of the carpet, just like you're a dust mite going, oh no! Oh, maybe not a dust mite, but spray her down real good. And this particular room, I'm pretty excited that I did it because it did have a lot of like dirt and pet stains that were, somebody must have done something to them. It just left a dark alkaline look on there. If it didn't have all the divots from the heavy furniture, it would have been even more amazing, you know. And I guess in some cases, if they were listing this house and wanted to sell it, I could offer that service and tell them, hey, I'll just get rid of all the divots and spend a little extra time restoring the carpet before I clean it. But once I get in here and I start hitting it with the 175 and the Ironman pad, you can clearly see the progress that I make as I kind of zoom along. I didn't want the video to be extremely long, so I sped up the actual cleaning part to, I think, 1.75 or 2. There we go. I was able to put the phone holder up in a window ledge, and I'll work my way in, and then I'll figure out the best angle. This is a pretty big room, actually. And take a note over there on the upper right side. If you're in the carpet cleaning business, it's a good idea to just kind of pull your curtains together and flip one over the center so that they're up off the ground. And this was something that I had already done in all the rooms. And the customer had left, and she comes back right before I'm finished grooming. But they had asked, they said, oh no, all the rooms have those really long curtains. We didn't want them to absorb any moisture. And I'm like, I already took care of it. But look at that 175 swing action. Man, it is just cleaning everything in its path. And no credit, I mean, a little bit of credit to the 175 because of the head weight, but I could have done it even with the Auric. It's that green dragon. I don't know what it is in there, but it is pretty amazing. And you see, if it wasn't for those divots, that's not spots. Those are just marks where the bed frame or whatever was digging into the carpet itself. It's like a natural, or not a natural, it's a nylon frisé type carpet. And when I'm done with this, it'll be all uniform. We'll groom it all even. And major transformation. In fact, I think I'm gonna save this clip and maybe speed it up even quicker, like 3 or 4 times. And then when customers call me and they don't understand the low moisture cleaning, I'll show them this clip of me coming into this dirty room with all the spots and pet stains and whatnot, and how the machine just goes through and scrubs it back to new. And I do like that swing action. I'm looking for a Malish pad driver for this machine. I'm not sure if the way it attaches is your regular attachment, but I'll probably take a picture of the driver that I have now and send it to Damon at the end cap store and see if he can let me know where I can get a Malish pad driver, one that preferably has those clips on it so that when you put it on, it holds it in place. If you're able to hear the sound that I hear, the pad driver, you put it on and you spin it clockwise. And there's a little metal retainer that spins around another piece of metal on the motor. So you can actually hear every now and then the metal on metal squeaking, like squeak, 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 squeak. Probably can hear it if you listen carefully there. And I was able to take my mask off as the customer left the house. And apparently everything had been sanitized or sprayed. Part of the deal of buying the house, but the carpets were not cleaned. So I didn't have to worry about trying to breathe through a mask. Towards the end of the video, I will put the mask back on. I think she comes back in, her and her husband, and they have 3 kids, actually. You'll hear them running around downstairs screaming. So I put the mask back on so that I could come up and groom, and then groom the stairs. And again, those are little divot type things from the furniture, and I'm actually able to go over them a few times and get them to kind of blend in. And the movement there up by the handle is simply because I'm not tucking the handle into my waist. I'm just letting it kind of free run about a couple inches away from my stomach there. So when you have that rotary action, sometimes you'll get a little bit of a bounce down on the lower on the pad, because it's going one direction. The fibers are moving and you're getting a little bit of a tilt in one direction sometimes. And if you really need to scrub, you can kind of move the machine and tilt it the other direction. But as you could see, those carpets are looking fantastic. You know, determining which way you push the machine, you could see you'll get the lighter side, then you'll come back and you'll get the darker side. And when I put the triangles in, everything will show uniform. And those little vent covers, occasionally I'll lift those out. I probably should really get in the habit of pulling those out, but I'm so terrible at remembering to come back and take them off the window ledge and put them back in place. I'm afraid a kid's gonna walk in there and get his foot stuck. So you can go over them, but sometimes the little lever on those the vents that you pull up and down to open and close the vent can be standing up a little bit higher, and you take a chance of unraveling your Ironman pad or pulling or tearing a tuft on it. So you do want to be careful. Maybe just pick it up, clean over, and then set it right back in there would be a good way to do it. Another thing you could do with those darn things, if you're pretty handy, you could pull them off when you get there and then show the customer. They're always full of dust and debris and garbage. Sometimes you find a rat, and just right there at the surface. It's absolutely crazy. And then if you wanted to include or offer, look at that pad. Woo! Swing, bada bada. I'll use the other side. I'll do the part here at the doorway and then down the hallway. I've already gone over them once on the other side. But what I was saying is, if you wanted to include an additional service, you could look on YouTube and figure out how to clean those air ducts. What you don't want to do is offer a big time cleaning, full service guaranteed, you run a camera down there and all that garbage. You just tell people you do a general cleaning and you get a drill. You buy a long wire attachment with brushes and you get yourself a nice shop vac. I have the Vac Master, the 2-stage motor on it. That thing would be perfect. And you clean those out inside the vents. You run your drill through there, let it spin out all the dirt, vacuum all that up. Just push the vacuum hose as far down as you can. Maybe wipe out the area of the inside of the vent. You can make some serious money there. Look at those carpets. That is just after the cleaning. I'm quite impressed. Yes. And I'll get ready and I'll go into this other room. This one has a few things going on. Okay, all done with that one. Look at this pad, my hell. All right, let's throw this downstairs. Try to show you the contrast with the new pad, but the lighting up here with the shadows kind of rough. So I'll throw that down. I'll get back to work. I'll show you some of the final results. She's got a painter coming in about half an hour, so I'm gonna whip through the rest of this without filming. And there you go, that's the master that you saw me clean. Absolutely incredible. Look at this room. Oh my gosh, you gotta love that triangle brush. Come on, show a little love. I think they're $18.99 for a set of 2 of those brushes now. I've sent the link out to a few people, but well worth it. Okay, I'm gonna pack up all my tools, get paid, and get to my next job. The kiddos are here, so I won't film anymore. Appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. I got a lot of things planned for this year, and as long as the channel grows pretty steady, I'll definitely invest more time in the quality of the videos and the production of the videos so that I can do some more training and some other stuff. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching.